Las Vegas is a city known for its bright lights, thrilling entertainment, and fast-paced lifestyle. But beneath the glittering skyline lies a world of crime, secrets, and sometimes devastating tragedy. This is the story of a respected detective, his teenage son, and a fatal mistake that shattered lives forever. What should have been an ordinary day turned into a nightmare, one that led to death, arrest, and a career in ruins. 15-year-old Ryan Matthews was like many other teenagers, curious, eager to impress, and unaware of the real-life consequences of his actions. As the son of Detective James Matthews, a veteran officer of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Ryan had grown up around law enforcement. He had seen his father clean and store his service weapons, and he had overheard countless stories about criminals, investigations, and justice being served. But unlike many of his peers, Ryan carried a noticeable streak of aggression. Teachers often reported his disruptive behavior in class, and fellow students described him as rude and confrontational. He had a reputation for being hot-tempered, frequently getting into verbal and physical altercations with classmates. His school record contained multiple incidents of bullying, threatening behavior, and defying authority. Despite warnings from teachers and school counselors, Ryan's attitude only seemed to worsen, fueled by an underlying sense of entitlement that came with being the son of a respected detective. One evening, while hanging out at home with his best friend, Kyle Thompson, Ryan made a choice that would change his life forever. Unbeknownst to his father, Ryan had taken his dad's Glock 19, a firearm issued by the department. In an attempt to show off, he aimed it at Kyle, thinking it was unloaded. A single pull of the trigger and the unthinkable happened. A loud bang echoed through the house. Ryan stood frozen, the gun still in his hands, as Kyle collapsed to the floor, a crimson pool forming beneath him. Panic set in. Ryan screamed for help, but it was too late. By the time paramedics arrived, Kyle was already gone. News of the shooting spread quickly, and within minutes, officers swarmed the Matthews household. Detective James Matthews, arriving home to flashing lights and yellow tape, was met with a sight no father should ever witness. His son in handcuffs and his best friend's lifeless body being carried away. At first, the authorities believed it to be a tragic accident. But as the investigation unfolded, deeper questions arose. How did Ryan get access to his father's firearm? Was it properly secured? And most importantly, did Detective Matthews, a highly trained officer, break department protocol by allowing his son to access a government-issued weapon? The tragic nature of the case quickly became a media sensation. News outlets latched onto the story, questioning the responsibility of law enforcement officers in securing their weapons. Public outcry mounted, with many demanding accountability for Kyle's death. As investigators pieced together the details, a troubling discovery was made. Detective Matthews had improperly stored his Glock, violating strict department regulations. Worse yet, it was revealed that the ammunition used in the shooting had been taken from police inventory without proper authorization, leading to charges of misappropriating government-issued ammunition. Ryan, though deeply remorseful, faced the consequences of his actions. Given his age, he was charged as a juvenile for manslaughter. However, the most shocking turn of events came when his father was also arrested, charged with negligence, unlawful possession of government ammunition, and failure to properly secure a firearm. His arrest sent shockwaves through the law enforcement community. A respected detective, now in an orange jumpsuit, awaiting trial for crimes he never imagined committing. The fallout didn't stop there. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department swiftly terminated Matthews, stripping him of his badge and pension. With mounting legal fees and no steady income, he lost his home and spiraled into financial ruin. What was once a picture-perfect life, a stable career, a loving son, and a promising future, was now a shattered existence. The trial became a spectacle. Prosecutors argued that Matthews had failed in his duty, not just as a detective, but as a father. The defense, however, painted a different picture. They portrayed Matthews as a dedicated officer who made an unfortunate but unintentional mistake. They pleaded for leniency, citing his years of service and lack of prior misconduct. Despite their efforts, the jury found Matthews guilty on multiple counts. The judge, while acknowledging his service, emphasized the weight of his negligence. In the end, Matthews was sentenced to 5 years in prison for misappropriation of government ammunition and endangering public safety. Ryan, on the other hand, was sentenced to juvenile detention and ordered to undergo extensive counseling. His guilt weighed heavily on him, and though he would one day regain his freedom, he would forever carry the burden of his actions. This heartbreaking case serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of negligence and mishandling firearms. For law enforcement officers, the responsibility of carrying a weapon extends beyond the job. It is a duty that must be taken seriously at all times. For Ryan, the incident became a lifelong lesson in the irreversible consequences of a single moment of recklessness. For Detective Matthews, it was a cruel reminder that even those sworn to uphold the law are not above it. In the end, this story isn't just about a tragic accident. It's about accountability, responsibility, and the painful price of a mistake that can never be undone. Let this be a cautionary tale for all, a story that reminds us that every choice we make carries consequences, some too heavy to bear. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, LVMPD, operates under strict ethical and legal guidelines. Every officer undergoes rigorous training to ensure proper firearm handling and responsibility. The department has policies in place that mandate officers to secure their weapons when off-duty, and failure to do so is met with severe consequences. Matthews' case highlighted the importance of these policies and reinforced the department's commitment to accountability. The Clark County District Attorney's Office took the case seriously, ensuring a fair and transparent trial. Prosecutors presented clear evidence that Detective Matthews had neglected his responsibilities, while the defense was given ample opportunity to argue his case. Despite public sympathy for Matthews, the court remained neutral, emphasizing that justice must be served without bias. The judge presiding over the case was known for upholding the law with fairness and integrity. In his sentencing remarks, he acknowledged Matthews' years of service but stressed that personal responsibility must come before professional reputation. He stated that while Matthews had undoubtedly contributed to law enforcement, his failure to properly secure a deadly weapon had resulted in the tragic loss of a young life. Public confidence in the justice system was reinforced through the transparent handling of the trial. Legal analysts praised the proceedings as a testament to the city's commitment to upholding the law, even when it involved one of its own. Many pointed out that this case served as a reminder that personal accountability extends to everyone, regardless of their profession. The incident also led to policy reviews within the LVMPD. Stricter firearm storage regulations were introduced, requiring all officers to undergo mandatory refresher courses on gun safety. Additionally, the department emphasized the importance of ethical behavior, ensuring that future generations of officers understood the gravity of their responsibilities. For the people of Las Vegas, the case was a difficult but necessary lesson in law and justice. It proved that the system worked not in favor of power or influence, but in the pursuit of truth and accountability. The outcome reaffirmed the city's dedication to justice and set a precedent for future cases involving law enforcement negligence. This heartbreaking case serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of negligence and mishandling firearms. For law enforcement officers, the responsibility of carrying a weapon extends beyond the job. It is a duty that must be taken seriously at all times. For Ryan, the incident became a lifelong lesson in the irreversible consequences of a single moment of recklessness. For Detective Matthews, it was a cruel reminder that even those sworn to uphold the law are not above it.